Welcome back to the Datarekha audio guide. I'm Diya.
And I'm Arjun. Today, the bill. A single model call has a known bounded cost. An agent quietly turns that one call into many. And the economics that felt fine in a demo can be genuinely brutal in production.
Many calls. Give me the actual number because many could mean anything.
For one task, 3 to 10 model calls is normal. More with retries and reflection. Every reasoning step is a call. Every tool decision is a call. Every, let me double check that is a call. Now multiply by every user all day. That's the trap.
And I assume each of those calls isn't even the same size.
That's the part people miss, and it's nasty. The context grows. Each turn carries the whole accumulated history. So the last call in a run is far bigger and pricier than the first. You're not paying 10 times the first call. You're paying a rising staircase.
Okay, so it sounds scary, but you opened by saying it's controllable. How controllable?
Teams routinely cut agent spend 40 to 70% without hurting quality. The trick is knowing the levers and pulling them in order of impact. And the biggest one, by far, is model routing.
The routing meaning. Don't send everything to the expensive model?
Exactly. Most steps in an agent are easy. Classify this, route that, pick a tool, handle a trivial subtask. None of those need a frontier model. Use a small cheap model for the easy work and reserve the expensive or reasoning model for the genuinely hard steps. That single split moves the needle more than anything else.
What stacks on top of routing?
Caching, two kinds. Prompt caching for the stable part of your prompt. The system instructions and tool definitions that are identical every call get a big discount. And semantic caching, where if a question is basically a repeat of one you've answered, you skip the model entirely and serve the old answer.
And the rising staircase problem we talked about, is there a lever aimed straight at that?
Context pruning and compaction. You keep the window lean so later calls don't balloon. There's even a neat move where you run things through code execution so bulk data stays out of the context entirely. The agent works with it without ever paying to carry it in the prompt.
Here's what worries me though. Averages are nice, but what about the run that goes haywire at 2 in the morning?
That's the most important point in the whole lesson. And it's a different job from optimizing the average. You must bound the worst case. Every agent needs a hard step budget, a cap on loop, iterations, and a per run token or dollar ceiling, a reflection loop with no cap, or a tool that keeps failing and retrying on a huge context isn't inefficiency. It's a runawayable incident.
So what happens when it hits the ceiling? Does it just die?
It fails gracefully. Return the best answer so far, or escalate to a human. You trip the cap, you don't crash. And you watch spend per run in your traces and alert on the outliers. Because the runaway is always a tail event, not the average.
Let me push on something. If a cheap model is so much cheaper, why not route everything to it and call it a day?
Because you'd be measuring the wrong thing. The metric that matters is cost per completed task, not cost per call. A cheap model that fumbles the task and forces a retry can cost more than the expensive model that nails it on the first try. The cheap call looked like a saving and was actually a tax.
So cost only makes sense tied to whether the task actually succeeded.
Tie it straight to your evil outcomes. Then you're optimizing the real economics instead of a flattering proxy. Cheapest path that still gets the job done. That's the target, not cheapest call.
One sentence to take away.
Agents multiply a small cost into a large one. So route the easy work cheap, cache and prune the rest. Cap the worst case hard, and judge it all by cost per completed task.
Cheap where it can be, capped where it must be. That's the Datarekha audio guide. Catch you in the next one.